Welcome back, folks. BShooter94. We're here with another WCW Monday Nitro. We are in front of 6,619 people today. We are in week 2 of November 2002, and we are at the Go Home show for WCW Mayhem 2002. Appreciate everybody keeping this save alive and showing that you guys are still enjoying it. I definitely enjoy booking it, so thank you very much for that. And thank you for making this something I enjoy doing. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. We have some people that have signed with the company that you won't be seeing for a little bit, but we'll talk about that some other time. We have a couple of Mayhem qualifying matches on this show to get to the pay-per-view, and then we will go over the card at the end of the episode of what Mayhem looks like, and then we'll go from there. But we're going to open the show tonight with a recap of last week, where after Abyss beat Bubba Ray Dudley, Sting showed up after the lights went out, kind of beat up on Abyss a little bit. Abyss bailed, and Sting held up the WCW Championship in his return. This is just a quick little recap of that. The championship story has advanced and gained heat with a 74. Sting being back in the fold is a huge deal, obviously, and definitely a good opponent for Abyss, and a match I wanted to do for a while. Had to find a right way to get there. So, okay, Sting cuts a promo in the ring, and he comes out and he says he has come back to challenge Abyss for the WCW Championship. He had to take some time off, get himself right, and tonight, but last week, he decided that it was time to him to come back and make an impact and try to go after the WCW Championship once again. And he officially declares a challenge to the Monster Abyss for Mayhem for the WCW Championship. 61 rating on that promo there. A little disappointing out of Sting, but that's okay. Alright, and then Mitchell and Abyss come out. And Mitchell talks about how Sting is a has-been, and the only reason he decided to show up last week is to take the star light from Abyss, and that he is not going to be taking that WCW Championship from the Monster. But Mitchell says he will gladly take Sting out of his misery and let Abyss destroy him at Mayhem in the process. So our main event is made. Mayhem will be Sting versus Abyss for the WCW Championship. Mitchell struggled when going off script in a 67 rating. So opening promo here did not do as well as we would have loved to do, but I think it's still going to be a good show tonight, and I think we can still pull out some good ratings. So not great here, but I'll take it. In our opening contest, in a Mayhem qualifying matchup, in a decent match, Buff Bagwell defeats Elix Skipper in 7:55 by pinfall with a Buff blockbuster. Both men bring in 57s. That's weird. Okay. The announce quite after the match, and Buff and Dawn Marie are still a great pairing, as Dawn is still his girlfriend. 56 rating. Now, if you remember, we talked about this before. Elix Skipper will be on his way out soon. I have no plans at all for him going forward. And Buff Bagwell is obviously feuding with Dustin Rhodes. But Buff Bagwell found his way into the field of 30 for that Mayhem match. And he actually has had a good match. This is his first singles belt back. Yeah, all good things. I have no complaints here. Good stuff. 56 rating. I would have loved a little higher, but I'm not going to complain about that match. Make a post-match. Dustin Rhodes slides in behind Buff Bagwell and throws him over the top rope. Grabs a microphone and says, "Just like on Sunday, Buff, that's exactly what's going to happen. I'm going to throw you over the top rope and take you out of my misery as you've caused me for the past month or so, and make sure that you cannot get your shot at the WCW Championship no matter what I have to do. All that matters on Sunday is I get in that match and make sure you don't win." 68 rating out of Dustin, Buff, and Dawn here. This feud's actually been solid. I know a lot of people may not have liked how I got here with the whole mask thing, and it's a little gimmicky, and whatever. So, this is a good mid-card to upper mid-card feud. Both guys have really, some potential. I don't know if Buff is ever winning a WCW championship, obviously, but Dustin Rhodes obviously is a great character. A lot of flexibility there with him. But definitely a good little feud. And no real complaints here, so I'm very happy. 68 rating. And backstage, we have Rey Mysterio and the Guido in Paul Heyman's office as they both pick their numbers. As Guido picked number 1 and Rey Mysterio picked number 30. Guido's obviously talking crap to Mysterio and convinces him to have a match tonight where the winner becomes number 30 in Mayhem and the loser becomes number 1. Rey Mysterio, for whatever reason, accepts this match, and that's our main event for WCW Nitro tonight. So, to recap, Rey Mysterio picked number 30, Guido picked number 1. And somehow we got into a match where the winner is now number 30 in Mayhem and the loser will be number 1. Hopefully you guys followed along with that. Just a little spin here just to get a good match on the Nitro show, and kind of plant some seeds for a potential feud coming up here. So 69 rating there. Good stuff out of everybody. The Guido worked well with the crowd. Obviously, the Militia still has advanced. 69 rating on that. So good stuff, boys. In a Mayhem qualifying match, returning after losing to Ken Shamrock in a bout that had great heat and good wrestling, Rob Van Dam defeats Vampire Warrior in 651 by pinfall with a split leg and moonsault. RVD in 90, Warrior 46. The match got the crowd hotter and RVD looked good. RVD, if you remember, lost to Ken Shamrock at Halloween Havoc by not getting pinned or submitted. He just straight up passed out. This was his return to make sure he qualified for Mayhem, as Shamrock did last week. So we wanted to make sure RVD was able to qualify. And him and Warrior actually had a good match with a 70 rating. RVD drops a 90, so obviously great in-ring competitor, which we already knew. So good stuff here, 70 rating overall. Post-match, RVD cuts a promo and just says that his time with Shamrock is not done. However, he could not pass up the opportunity to get into that 30-man field for Mayhem, and that if he wins that Battle Royal, he will take the WCW Championship from Abyss and deal with Shamrock later. But no matter what, he's going to make sure that Ken Shamrock does not get a chance to become the WCW Champion. RVD and Shamrock are still on a collision course at some point, but RVD could be one of those guys that could win this Mayhem match. There's about 6 or 7 guys that are potentially options for this match, so who knows which way we're going to go. Obviously I do, but you guys don't. 73 rating on that promo there. We get a backstage one from Diamond Dallas Page, who, remember last week, turned heel on the crowd after hitting a diamond cutter on the Hurricane when the Hurricane defeated him in a Mayhem qualifying match. And Diamond Dallas Page says, "For the past 5 years, I have done everything that you fans have wanted. I have been just the perfect people's yes man, people's champion. And what has it gotten me? I haven't been relevant in 3 years because all you guys do is tell me to do this, and I don't think for myself." Well, now Diamond Dallas Page is going to think for himself and think only about himself. And last week finally set me off the edge when I lost to the Hurricane because of you people. You people cheer for this superhero comic book character instead of someone who has been a WCW champion, a Triple Crown winner, and I'm sick of it, and I finally snapped last week, and that's it. No more bang, nothing. Now, Diamond Dallas Page is strictly here for business. 54 rating for Diamond Dallas Page on a great promo. Advanced segment and gained heat on the DDP storyline. So him and Hurricane might have a little bit more meat on the bone there. And we'll kind of see where this goes. I like the heel Diamond Dallas Page dynamic here, though, because it gives me, one, another good heel on the roster to help get some baby faces over, but also at the same time it livens up his character. He was so dead in the water as a babyface at this point. He needs something to kind of change things up. So good stuff here out of Page. In a Mayhem qualifying match, in a decent match, Mark Jindrak defeats Christopher Daniels in 825 by pinfall with a mark of excellence. Mark Jindrak a 55, Christopher Daniels a 53. The announced qualified to the match with a 55 rating. Jindrak trying to get some momentum back here after losing his TV championship to AJ Styles. Trying to make Jindrak somewhat happy still. after losing that match, which he was not thrilled about. But he's still going to be in the Mayhem 30-man match. He could be someone, we could be potentially looking at for this win, to build up a new top star. You never know. But Jindrak is in a good spot, I think, on the roster. As long as we can keep him somewhat, not being a huge pain, then I think we could be in a good spot with him. So, and then Daniels, we're going to be setting him up to go solo soon, as I said previously. Where Elix Skipper is no longer going to be with the company. So 55 rating on that match there. Post-match, Jindrak grabs a microphone and says this is his redemption time. He thought that he was going to lose everything when AJ screwed him over for that TV championship. But now he's going to enter Mayhem and forget all about AJ Styles and go after the WCW championship. 49 rating on that post-match promo from Mr. Jindrak. 49 rating there. Alright, in a 6-man tag, AJ Styles and the Dudley Boys defeat the Militia in 12 minutes when AJ Styles pins Berlin after a Styles clash. AJ Styles a 74, Devon a 66, Bubba a 79, Reagan's a 63, Super Crazy a 63, Berlin a 55. Both storylines have advanced in the match, got the crowd hotter with a 70 rating. This is strictly nothing else besides a go-home show, good 6-man tag. To put a great match on, trying to get the Militia back on Nitro as much as I can just to showcase who they are. I'll be honest, it has not been the same since they've come back, and I really need to get some good momentum going with them. I wanted the Dudleys and AJ on this show, and they didn't really kind of fit in the mold building to Mayhem, but this is a good match. 70 rating, gets a lot of people on the card, and good stuff here, so no complaints. 70 rating. Post-match, we got the Steiner brothers backstage watching the match from the Dudleys as they're discussing. Remember, the rematch for the WCW Tag Team Championships is coming on Sunday at Mayhem. Steiners and Dudleys number 2 is coming for the belts. Remember, the Dudleys did beat them at Halloween Havoc. So we're on our way to another match between these two legendary tag teams. 73 rating on the post-match thing there. And in a Mayhem qualifying match, we have, in a decent match, Dustin Rhodes defeats Devon Storm in 6:44 by pinfall with a curtain call. Dustin Rhodes a 69, Devon Storm a 44. The announce call lifted the match. I don't know why it says Dusty Rhodes is at ringside. He's not managing anybody, but 63 rating on that. So Dustin Rhodes makes do with his promise of trying to eliminate Buff Bagwell from Mayhem, as he is now in the field of 30 men to enter that match. 63 rating on that match. Good job, Devon Storm, by being there and taking the fall. Backstage, we have the Dynasty storming into Paul Heyman's office. It says they want another shot to get into Mayhem. That it's a travesty that we are not going to be in that 30-man field. As a former WCW champion, and BG James is a former World Tag Team Champion, Heyman says, okay, fine. We're going to do a tag team match next. The winner of those tag team match will be 2 members of the Mayhem match. You guys have your final shot. Take it or leave it. Both guys are obviously not greatly happy, but they now have a shot to get into Mayhem. 70 rating on that backstage segment there. And as you can guess, in a decent match, the Dynasty defeat America's Most Wanted, Claudio and Doug Basham, and Zero Cool at 9:46. In terms of in-ring work, Jeff Jarrett was head and shoulders above everybody else. BG a 56, Jeff a 74, Storm a 47, Harris a 48, Basham a 48, Claudio a 47, and then Zero Cool 56s each. Zero Cool has excellent chemistry. The announce choir lifted the match. James Storm benefited, and Jeff Jarrett looked great. 57 rating on that, as the Dynasty have now found their way into the Mayhem 30-man match. Good stuff here. We have 1 spot remaining, I believe, to get into the Mayhem match, so we should be getting to that momentarily here. Looking forward to seeing what this field will be able to do and see who actually comes out on top. 57 rating on this tag team match here. We get a backstage promo from Kevin Nash saying that on Sunday he is going to reclaim his top spot here in WCW when he wins the Mayhem match. And if you don't remember, he is also a former World War III winner He knows what it takes to win a big battle royal. He almost won WWE's Royal Rumble multiple times, and on Sunday he takes his claim as the winner of Mayhem 2002. Wow. And go on to face the WCW champion at Starrcade. 74 rating out of that Kevin Nash promo there. And for the final spot in Mayhem, in a fatal 4-way, in a decent match, Mike Awesome defeats Diamond Dallas Page, Tommy Dreamer, and Sean Stasiak in 8:22 when Mike Awesome pins Sean Stasiak with an awesome splash. Mike Awesome carries the match, Page with a 46, Awesome a 74, Dreamer a 43, Stasiak a 36. Now to qualify to the match, Mike Awesome benefited from a hot new move, and Mike Awesome looked good with a 59 rating. So Mike Awesome has returned, and he is the last man to qualify for the 30-man Mayhem Battle Royal. And our main event of the evening, in an exceptional match, Rey Mysterio Jr. defeats the Guido in 13:04 by pinfall with a springboard Hurricane Rana. Rey Mysterio a 94, Little Guido a 74, the Militia story advanced. There were times when there was a definite lack of psychology. Okay, they have pretty good chemistry, and the matches are better color commentary. 81 rating, which is amazing. So the finish of this, Rey Mysterio is now going to be number 30 in the Mayhem Battle Royal, and Guido is number 1. So big stuff here. Interesting to see how that's going to go for the dynamic. Rey Mysterio, a former WCW champion, is now number 30, the biggest coveted spot in the Mayhem match. Let's see what we get for an overall rating of the show. This main event should really help carry it, I hope. Let's shoot for at least a 76. Come on now, 76. Give it to me. Come on, 76, 76. Oh, let's go. I called it. All right. This show increased our popularity in 16 regions, which is awesome. I love when we increase popularity in all of the regions we need to. Great stuff out of this show. Great go-home show. At least I think so. I think we hit a lot of great points here. A lot of qualifiers. Rey Mysterio is now number 30. We know who number 1 is with Guido. There will be some surprises in our 30-man match that I'm not going to talk about yet. We have the debut of Ultimo Dragon returning to WCW, which is awesome. And there's going to be some other stuff as well. But hopefully you guys did enjoy this episode. This is our go-home show for Mayhem. Next Sunday, look forward to Mayhem 2002, where we will find out who's going to main event Starrcade against the WCW champion. We'll see you guys there next week.